After the last fight, you talked about how you felt that there was something going on with Tyson Fury's gloves, and that he had put something that resembled an egg weight into the gloves. At any point, did you consider, like, this would be a grand conspiracy if he did this? At any point did you consider calling the police, making it a criminal matter? Because I mean, you're talking about somebody trying to really badly hurt you against a contract that you've signed. This would be like a criminal matter if you were to do that.
But I didn't go to the measurements of that. Like I said, I want it back in blood, so that's up to me. So come October the 9th, I will get my revenge. You heard it. You seen the shirts we had, glass are glass, eye for eye, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the NKO Pugilism Boxing channel, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, put it on all so you can get notified of all the latest activity, all the latest material on this channel. So without any further ado, let's get into this one. So the next topic I'm talking about, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Now, as we know, it's upon us pretty much before we know it. I mean, what is it, I think it's about 2 weeks away now. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, the rubber match, the third installment, the fight that I certainly was not asking for, but it's one of them where, hell, since it's here, I suppose might as well watch it. It is what it is. Nothing we can do. But yeah, it's interesting. So Deontay Wilder, he held his a Q&A session with the media, journalists and stuff from around the world, different places. And yeah, it was one of those sessions where, for the most part, most of these journalists, they were just asking Deontay the easy questions. How's your camp going? Deontay would say, yep, fantastic, blah, blah, blah. He would make a few interesting points in there that, oh, you know what, me and Malik Scott, we're like best buddies, we're connected, we're brotherhood and blah, blah, blah. The amazing thing I learned about Malik Scott, this is what Wilder said, is that his mom and my mom, they've got the same birthday, so we're really specially bonded. He was talking about, they asked him all sorts. I mean, it was pretty much the answers you'd expect, saying that camp is going good. Malik Scott is a fantastic trainer, great human being, and blah, blah, blah. And it was pretty conventional. There were two, I would say this, there were two journalists who I would say asked interesting questions that were worth the watch. I watched it on the Boxing Social. They had somehow put it on YouTube under their channel. That's the one I watched. And yeah, there were two questions there which I thought were, one was hilarious because there was a journalist who said, Deontay, how do you, asking how does he feel about the fight? He said he feels amazing, blah, blah, blah. He's not like other people who just feel good. I feel amazing, right? And then you had the journalist who said, okay, Deontay, so have you decided what you're going to wear? Being that, last time it was a bit, I don't know if this guy said it was a bit of a disaster, or last time there was issue with your outfit. So have you picked something out yet? Have you decided what you're actually going to wear? Because we don't want any further problems. And for me that was hilarious, because that was one of the sort of lamest excuses after the Fury fight, was that, oh, my costume was too heavy, with it's up there with David Haye and his toe sort of thing. So yeah, they had, and I thought that was a bit gutsy. But he said, yeah, he's decided what he's going to wear. He's got his plan ever since, I don't know, however many years ago, he's been wearing costumes and stuff. And, he was just sort of saying, yeah, going to wear that. And the other worthwhile question that actually came up, which it was a big surprise to me, because I thought that the whole thing was going to be sort of softball questions. easy questions. But there was a journalist from, he sounded like an Irish guy, and he was from the Daily Mirror. Now, I don't know if it's the English Daily Mirror or do they have one in Ireland? Not too sure, but yeah, it sounded like an Irish fella. And he came out, and for me, he was the out of all of them, he was the one with some guts and some balls there, because he said, look, he said, Deontay, you know, it was words to the effect of, have you called the authorities? Have you gotten any, you know, the police involved or any authorities involved? Because what you accused Tyson Fury of, in terms of, you said that he had something like an egg weight in his glove, and what you're accusing Tyson Fury of is a massive grand conspiracy, because he was saying that, oh, everyone would have to be in on it. He didn't talk for that long, but he was basically saying, you know, all the commission and, you know, so many people would have to be in on it for him to get away with putting an egg weight in his glove. So have you pursued this legally? Have you actually, you know, have you actually informed the police or informed somebody that, you know, of that stripe? And you know, maybe even, I think he mentioned something about maybe even going to court over it or something like that, to if you're so sure that Tyson Fury's gloves were loaded and he had an anvil or weights or whatever he had in his glove. If you're so sure of that, then it's a very serious thing. I mean, what he's done to you is basically criminal. So have you actually done anything legally? Have you actually tried to take any sort of legal action against Tyson Fury since he allegedly done this? And Deontay Wilder was like, no, I have not done that. I have not gone down that route. I haven't gone to no authorities. And that was kind of his response. And then the guy goes, yeah, but this is serious what you're accusing him. And he goes, no, I want it back in blood. I want it back in blood. And that was sort of his response. So his response was kind of twofold. Number one was, well, no, I haven't gone down that route. And his second part was, I want it back in blood. I want it back in blood. And it was, yeah, it's a bit of it's a very odd response, really, because it's answering a question in that, yeah, you're admitting that no, you didn't take any legal action, but then you're saying you want it back in blood, which is like, okay, you want your vengeance in the ring. But my thing is, if you think Tyson Fury is that powerful, and that yeah, let's just say that powerful, that he can put egg weights in his gloves and you know, no one bat an eye, and he doesn't get in any kind of trouble, and you think he can get this past the commission, and you think he, you know, because you're talking about stuff, these objects that you hit someone with, they could kill you, you know, if Fury hits him in the right spot with these weights or egg weights or whatever object he's claiming Fury has in his gloves. If that is true, then Fury could basically kill him in the ring. So, and there's been people killed in the ring just with the you know, gloved up with a normal boxing glove. So my thing is, look, if he really believes that that's what Fury did, then why would you give Fury another chance to do it again? Because Fury can virtually put what he wants in his gloves, according to what Wilder and, you know, his people are saying. So yeah, I think it's a weird one. It makes me wonder whether he actually believes in his heart that Fury actually done something to his gloves, or whether this is something that people around him are saying, and he's just saying for to give himself an excuse. It does make me wonder, because I think if he really believed it, then you'd have to take some sort of legal action. That should be a criminal case, because the boxing's dangerous enough already without that stuff. So yeah, it's interesting. But anyway, that was my thoughts on it. I think he definitely sounded positive. Deontay Wilder, he sounded positive. He sounded like he's sort of, you know, he said that he's gonna get his revenge, and he's looking forward to it. He said all the delays have been blessings and blah blah blah. And for me personally, I think in terms of him, I think yes, the fact that the fight has been delayed to this point, I reckon it kind of suits Deontay Wilder better than it suits Tyson Fury, ever so slightly. I'd still pick Tyson Fury to beat Deontay Wilder, but I think this delay sort of thing has probably benefited Wilder more than it will benefit Tyson Fury. I think the delay sort of aids him because he's now had time to recuperate, to come to terms with what he needs to come to terms with. And yeah, anyway, let me know what you thought about Deontay Wilder's sort of Q&A thing. I think it was on Fight Hype, Boxing Social. There's a lot of different platforms put it up. Let me know what you thought of it, and until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out.